Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's tutorial, we are going to learn how to render individual light AOVs in Arnold and Maya. So, individual light AOV, what does it mean? It means we will separate our key light, rim light, fill light, and even HDR contributions and different render passes. And you can create any number of light, but this will help you to render separately. And why is this useful? Because once your render is finished, you can control every light individually inside compositing without rendering the entire scene again. Trust me, once you start using Light AOVs, you will never want to go back. So let's directly jump into Maya. So here is the simple scenes. Here is the character that we will be working with today. Right now it's just a simple Arnold scene, nothing fancy. So I have just enough to understand the workflow without getting distracted with the complicated asset. So Bedouin has officially volunteered for this lighting experiment. Hopefully he will survive. Adding light before creating the AOVs, just quickly understand the light inside our scenes. So I have already created few basic lights. So we have key light, dim light, and HDRI dome light. And later on you can create any kind of light. So yeah, I'm temporarily hiding all the lights, but as you can see, right now every light is enabled. So yeah, so now let's see what we can do. So let's go to render setting. Let's start creating light AOVs, how we can do that. So let's open the render settings, and the interesting part is creating the custom AOVs. So switch to AOV tab and create the custom AOVs. Click on the add custom, give the meaningful name. So I'm calling it RGBA key, and I always recommended using clear name. So for future self, it definitely helpful for you. So let's check the render and quickly go back and check the render again. So let's say what is showing. So let's click and select RGB key from the list, and nothing is happening. So select the AOVs, go to the attribute editor and scroll down until you find AOV light group, and simply type key. So now here is the, and that's it. So now let's see the key light is now separated, and there is no other light except the key. So just make sure light group name matches your AOV's name. Even one extra space or one wrong characters, it will not going to render. So now we have a dedicated render pass, containing only the key light informations. Pretty cool, right? So now let's create the different light, and this is the rim light. So now if you can see, rim light has the same color what we are seeing in the rim light, and key light is separately. So now we separated two different light groups. So now let's create the remaining light as well. So here's a quick production tip. Larger studio projects, artists often have dozen of lights. Use dozen of lights. Good naming convention can save hours of debugging. So don't name your light something like light 01, final version final. I mean, we will seen like that, right? So no, nobody wants to be that artist. Okay, so make sure you work like a professional. So naming conversation is very, very important. So now why this is matter. So imagine your client and even your supervisor says that just increase the rim light, or can you change the color of the rim light or key light. I mean, this will help you. So if you can have a dome light, key light separately, this will definitely help you to control any other things that can be added in the later stage in in the production workflow. And I'm adding few more uh, uh, AOVs, just for the understanding purpose, so I'll show you in later stage. So let me see the quick render again. I've added few more AOVs like diffuse, albedo, and AOVs is already, occlusion is already there. So any which way, like if you want to see my occlusion video that I've already uploaded on the YouTube. So if you want, you can just check it out. The AOVs, how you can create the ambient occlusion pass, you can do that. So I'm using simple naming conventions like RGBA underscore key, rim1, and SDRI, and assigning the light group. So yeah, so for example, my rim light is assigned to rim, and SDRI light assigned to SDRI, and so on. So I'm just quickly setting up the renders. I'm increasing the sample. I'm rendering in HD. I'm just increasing the sample to get a good and clean render. So yeah, so everything is now ready. Simply start the render. Arnold will generate EXR containing every light group. Okay, so let's go back to render setting again and make sure to enable the merge AOVs. This will merge all the AOVs in a single EXR, and we will be rendering the multi EXR that contain all the informations. I'll show you in the nuke how you can extract all those things. And I think everything's perfect. I'm rendering one frame because it's not a sequence. So go to Arnold and hit the render and wait for completing the render. And meanwhile, what you can do, you can just simply subscribe my channel. And if you have any suggestion, that if you want to see any new tutorials or any topic that you have in your mind, you can simply comment below, and I'll try my best to show you, and try to upload that tutorials. Okay, so simply start the render now, and Aural will generate one EXR containing every light group. So now let's I think render is done. So now let's open the nuke and let's jump. After importing the EXR, nuke automatically detect all the embedded channel. So if you open the channel list, you can see the beauty pass, the key, rim, ambient occlusion, diffuse, specular, and all the additional AOVs. So now let's add contact sheet to verify everything. So I'm using layer contact sheet node. This allow me to preview every light group at once. So as you can see, each light has been rendered independently, giving us complete flexibility during compositing. So now if you can see, I have key light, rim light, fill light, ambient occlusion, diffuse, albedo, and one beauty pass. So beauty pass is contain all the UVs in one single image. In beauty pass you can see we have key, rim and SDRI and occlusion, diffuse. Everything is combined in the beauty pass. But apart from the beauty pass, we have a separate individual AOVs as well. So this will help me to control the tweak at any level. Yeah, you can increase the exposure of the key light individually. So rebuild the beauty again. So what we can do, so here's the fun part. So we're going to rebuild the beauty pass manually. I'll connect every light using merge node. So before that, so I'm just creating a shuffle node. So shuffle will given options to extract the channels. So I'll create shuffle node for the every light group, one for the SDRI, one for the key, rim, and another one, and even for the ambient occlusion as well. So think of shuffle is a way of extracting individual layer from the EXR. So each node is now carrying only one light. All right. So now, so if you can see shuffle key, and shuffle keys is contain only the key light. Okay. So for all the shuffle node, I'm separating every individual AOVs. All right. So now after that, what I can do, so we are going to connect with the merge node. Okay, so I'll connect everything, every light individually with the merge node. So the merge node is just like a blending option that you people have in the Photoshop. So yeah, the merge operations I'm going to set to screen. Screen works perfectly for combining light contributions one by one. So it's like SDRI, key, rim one, everything start coming together. It literally like assembling your render one at a time. Okay, so now if you can see, I have merged with the merge tool. I've connected everything. So now let's start tweaking individually. So how we can tweak. So let's simply let's use color correction nodes, increasing the contrast, adjusting gamma, brightening the key light, darken the HDRI. Everything happen in real time, no waiting, no render queue. no estimate rendering time like 17 hours or 18 hours or like 2 hours, whatever. So we have all been there. All right. So now I have a control to tweak any kind of operation individually, and I don't need to re-render it again. The best part is like I have full control now. So I'm adding glow, also increasing the size, reducing, mix it, and small adjustment, but the huge visual difference that I can see that. And now let's go to the creative part. Since every light is separated, I can completely change its color. Maybe I want a green rim light, a warm orange key light, a cool HDRI, or even a sci-fi look. Normally, changing this color inside Maya would require another render, but here it only takes a few seconds. So that's the real advantage of the light group. So I would highly recommend you people to please use that. So yeah, uh, I mean so what's the conclusion of this tutorial? We have created light group in Maya, rendered them using Arnold, imported everything into Nuke, rebuilt the beauty pass, color correction individually, added glow, changed lighting color, and created the entirely new look without touching Maya again. So isn't it amazing? So now if you can see the difference, okay, you can see the difference. We are very close to the beauty, but still we have lot to do. We can control any kind of tweaking now. All right. So the geometry never changed, the shader never changed, we didn't render it again. However, everything was adjusted only inside Nuke. This is exactly how modern lighting workflow save both production time and the rendering cost as well. All right. So if this tutorial helped you, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, because I'm going to upload many more production level tutorial on Maya, Arnold, Nuke, look development, lighting, modeling, and VFX pipeline. And also let me know in the comment how many light group do you normally use in the scene: 4, 10, 20. All right. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next time in the next tutorial. Take care.